Hello, I am Will Kemphy, and this is me discussing my 8th grade pig time project that I decided to name Fishing Frenzy. The whole goal of my project was really just to determine the best ways, times, weather, and baits that I could fish with, maybe become a better fisherman, learn some stuff along the way. Some of the questions that I had the choice to answer while working on this project was how did I actually how did I come up with the idea of this project? Well, I've always really enjoyed fishing, and I decided I would want to work on something that I would enjoy and something that I could learn more about and become better. Some of the considerations that I had to think of while making this project, well, the main things were I needed to make sure I had the baits, the poles, enough fishing line to set everything up, and basically just all the materials that I needed to make sure this project could happen. Um, uh, then who helped? Well, I'd say my dad definitely did help me. Helped me set up all the poles, find the baits that I needed, and told me some stuff that I could do to improve whenever I was trying to fish with baits I'd never really tried before. Really, any problems during the project, and things that I figured out about it while I was doing it. Uh, the project really went really smooth. I'd say there was really no big problems. I never had any snags along the way, and really just I've learned a lot about the weather and conditions, how much it affects fishing and all. Um, uh, More questions would be how would this impact my life? I'd say my pig time project has helped me learn so much about fishing and something that I love doing, and it'll help me to where fishing in the future could be more easy and successful and just help me have a lot more fun in life. My motivation to continue this project, I would say that I probably won't continue the blogs. Like, I'm not going to record every single week of things that I've done while fishing, but at the same time, I will definitely keep enjoying fishing and hopefully learn new things while fishing, and this project has definitely helped me learn a lot. 4 accomplishments that I have had while doing this project is I've made the 12 blogs about the project and the success that I've had. I've learned a great deal about conditions like time, weather, etc., stuff like that. I've used some baits that I've never used, and sometimes I was really successful with them. It made me happy to learn that I could try new things in fishing and still be good at it. And then in all, I just really learned many different ways to use baits and more baits, and I would have never even tried things like this if it weren't for my pig time project, and I had a really great time. So, now to kind of discuss this little poster board that I've had sitting behind me this whole time. Right here, I have all the baits that I have used during the project. I have up here, I have a rubber minnow bait. Right here, I have a rubber worm. I have a topwater crankbait, or buzzbait, a topwater frog, a crappie jig, and a crankbait. The 2 most successful baits are the ones I want to kind of talk to about, and those are the topwater buzzbait and the rubber minnow. The rubber minnow I really enjoyed because you could do anything you basically wanted with it. You didn't have to follow a certain strategy that would work better than something else. You could try just reeling it. You could try letting it sit there. You could do all kinds of different things with it. The buzzbait was honestly just pretty simple to use. All you do is you cast out. You try to reel it basically like a medium speed. If you reel too slow, then the bait sinks, and if you reel too fast, then it just skips across the water. So if you reel just about the right speed, then you will have it buzzing along the top of the water, and it makes basically like a clicking noise, and attracts fish to the top of the water, and they attack it fast, and you set the hook. Like I said, I did learn a lot of things about the conditions of fishing over here. Weather conditions and how it affected the fish. I would say the weather during this project had a much bigger impact than I would have even expected it to have. It had, whenever it was colder out, I would say the fish didn't really bite as much, and I later learned that fish, whenever it's colder out, are much deeper underwater and they move a lot slower. Whenever it was warmer, I would catch a lot of fish, and on one particular day that I did mention in this, I wanted to say that during a full moon, I had actually gone fishing and learned later on, after I'd caught many fish from it, that fish tends to feed more in a full moon, which I'd never known that before, and I thought that was really cool. The best times to fish are definitely early in the mornings, dawn and dusk. So late in the evenings and early in the mornings, because during the midday, many of the fish had already eaten. Later day, they're starting to get hungry again. Early, it's like a person's schedule. It's really cool, and you don't really know about it until you really work with it some. And then lastly, I kind of wanted to talk about my procedure. My procedure was basically I would rig up I'd rig up 3 fishing poles for 3 baits. I would go over to a pond. I would cast out the bait like 50 to 75 times, and I would reel it back in for each bait, and then I would record how many fish I'd caught for that day. So, that's basically my presentation for Pig Time. I've learned a lot during this project, and I've had a great time doing it. Hopefully everybody else had a great time doing their Pig Time project, and I'm ready to see the rest of the presentations.